Life's a coat of many colors. It is never black and white. Can't have one without the other. The dark without the light.
Hello, beautiful creatures. Welcome to my channel. I am Irradiated, the Witch of Dark Light, and I hope you all are doing well. This video, I am going to be having a little magic talk. So it's going to be several different topics, sort of a brain dump or just getting off, not off my chest. It sounds like I have some drama to share. It's no drama. But just talking about some things that are relevant to the times now and what has been on my mind. Welcome to all of you who are seeing a video of mine for the first time. If this is something that you like, please do consider subscribing. And to all of you beautiful souls that have been with me, you OGs, I appreciate you, I love you, and I thank you for being here. So let's get into it. And if you just want to listen to this podcast style, feel free to do so. I don't think I will be sharing any much B-roll, maybe a couple, but for the most part, this you can go ahead and listen while you work. So the first thing I want to talk about is spirit animals. Now, I'm not really going to go into like how, what they are and all these ways to work with them. I will share a couple, but the reason why I want to talk about this is because some of you may have already been approached by your spirit animal and you may not be aware. So let me tell you why. So it happened, and this was a couple of years ago that I finally came into the realization. But prior to that, it was several years that I would have these dreams on and off, and I thought the dreams represented a fear because every time this bear would show up, I was running for my life from the bear. So the bear would be in my dream, and it was funny how it would happen. I wouldn't pay attention to anything else or focus on anything else because I would be in a state of fear and panic and running. So I really paid, like I said, attention to nothing else but the fact that this bear's presence was there. And it never got to the point where it like physically attacked me or anything like that because I was too busy like trying to get away from it. So this would happen periodically throughout the years. It happened about 3 or 4 years, throughout that. And it wasn't until, I don't know what happened, if it was the celestial alignments or what happened. But the last dream, when I came to the realization of like, wait a second, the spirit isn't trying to get me. So I was in this house, and I'm guessing this was in the dream, my house. And I saw the bear outside of the house, and the bear was trying to get in. So here I go again, running around, shutting windows, closing doors, any entry point to the house. I was trying to make sure that it was closed. So the bear is like seeing this, and he's running around like, in the house there was like this, the back door, glass door. He was standing there trying to get in, and he was looking very angry. And so, I'm even more scared at this point. And it wasn't until towards the end of the dream, and I think I was almost in my waking state, so I was in and out, which is probably a factor of why I had a better understanding. But I felt another presence in the house, and it didn't feel good. It felt like It like gave me like an eerie feeling. So it wasn't until I was like, wait a minute, I all of a sudden I guess I stepped out of the fear, and then I noticed the bear wasn't trying to get to me. The bear was trying to get to what was in the house. So this whole time, then all of a sudden, you realize something, and you do that replay. So I did the replay in my mind and I went back to all the dreams, and I'm like, the bear wasn't trying to get me. The bear was trying to get whatever was around me. So it was protecting me. And so then from that, when all of the fear had been released, I could see clearly, and then was able to receive the message and understanding of what this bear's presence was to me. It was my spirit animal. And a lot of things just begin to make sense, because if you know me, I'm like the mama bear. I'm protective, and to anybody that's in my fold or just protective, period. And it was because of fear that I couldn't see what this bear was to me. So why I'm sharing this with you is because your perspective on what it is that you are seeing is altered by your perception through fear. And when you come out of the fear, things look a lot differently because you are more aware and you are paying attention. So if you would like to know what your spirit animal is, think about that. And you have to take the active approach of saying you want to work with your spirit animal. But in doing that, look at what your heritage is and your culture. Look what animals, or how animals are represented, what totem animals are represented, and maybe look at some animals that you are drawn to or may show up in your life periodically, or even in your dreams like mine. So if you have dreams about animals, now you're hearing this, revisit that, and maybe think about what was really going on. But I wanted to give that experience for any of you that may be going through the same thing, and it may not just be a spirit animal. And that brings me to the next thing I want to talk about. With the time that I'm making this, the thinning of the veil, and any time that you're watching this, just the understanding of working with your ancestors. So right now that is more heightened because around the world, a lot of people are celebrating the Day of the Dead, and just this is a very heavily influenced ancestral time. So you may feel their presence more or get visitations more. But I want to say, a lot of times we think if they want to communicate with us, they will just show themselves. When in fact, they do not force themselves. They wait for a timing that's right for you, because they're your relatives, right? They're your loved ones. They don't want to cause you any fear or harm, so they wait, because it could, seeing them or hearing them or just knowing they're there could be painful. So they don't want to impose that on you. And there's this big thing about choice. So you may think that your ancestor doesn't want to work with you because they haven't shown themselves, when you have to be the one to say it's okay. So you don't have to write this long ritual or cast a spell or write timing. Whenever you are ready, sit down and just speak from your heart and think about what it is you want to say and speak it. Let them know it is okay, that you are ready, and you want to know that they're okay, or you want to talk to them, you have questions, different things like that. But give them the invitation. That invitation is needed because, some ancestors aren't going to force their way into your presence. So they have to know that it's okay for them to come forth. And so I wanted to share that because, with the times we're in, I don't want you to miss that opportunity, because they're always there. They're there. Most of them are always there until they're not, right? So they're there waiting to give you a word. And sometimes they do send different things watching over you. They send signs and different things like that, or, you know, signs to help you on your path, and you may not even know that it was them that sent it. But yeah, so put that invite out there for them to know it's okay to show up. And with that said, I don't know if I shared this with you guys in my other video, but I did get my Santa Muerte statue. And how is that relationship, you ask? That process is going good. And like I'm always saying, I have this long relationship process, but it's going good. I got the statue, I got her candle, and I say the prayer that is, if you Google it, you'll see that there's a specific prayer that most devotees say to Santa Muerte. I will, however, over time, work on creating something of my making, to speak from the heart, a prayer for Santa Muerte. But after understanding her energy is better. But the relationship is going good. I'm feeling like she is this presence of counsel and this presence of caution, like sending messages to me and signals to me and telling me, wait a minute, maybe you should do this like this, or maybe this is the way you should do this, or let's talk about this. Because I'm always just jumping into something. But so I'm loving that. I don't want to say it's a motherly feeling, but it's definitely one of, you feel that she wants to help you. You really feel that, and you don't feel the condemnation. Like, you don't feel like she's saying, this is bad, you shouldn't be doing this, while she'll say this is not good for you. You won't feel like she's bringing the hammer down on you. But that's my experience thus far with Santa Muerte. As that relationship builds, I will share more. She's definitely someone good to work with when it comes to casting magic and spells, protection, for sure. So I wanted to share that with you. Also, I get so excited about finding witchy TV shows. It's something that I watch. I love sci-fi, so I'm always watching anything with magic, or like with powers or different things like that. I love it. And this show that was recommended to me it's cheesy for sure, but that doesn't stop me. I love watching all things witchy. And I'm so grateful to my friend now, who is over on Patreon. She mentioned this TV show on Amazon Prime, which is called Wicked City. It is a show that casts all black cast of young women who are witches. They have powers. And it's cheesy in the sense of some of the acting and maybe some of how the effects, how they show the powers they have. But I still love it because ever since I was little, I've watched sci-fi shows, and I've gained the little hidden gems in them. I look at the allegorical meanings of them, and I take that and apply that into my spiritual path. and see how I can make that work in my life. So, and especially shows like the supernatural, a plethora of hidden magical gems in that TV series. But be forewarned of the rating that I didn't pay attention to. I was halfway into the first episode, and I was saying to myself, "Oh, my granddaughter could watch this with me. I think she would like this show." And no sooner did I have that thought and I had the TV up loud, but all of a sudden it flashed to this sex scene, and they're really already like heavily into it, the moaning and everything. So I had to like grab the remote and turn the TV down, and so that went out the window. Granddaughter's not watching that with me, but yeah, so be forewarned about that. Other than that, it's a great show, and don't forget I did say it's a little cheesy, but if you are like me and you love to watch witchy shows, I think you would appreciate this. And also, I know this is an old one, the Discovery of Witches, because I've just rewatched that show. So I think that's a good witchy one. But what I usually do is I have like this whole list of TV series that is either vampires, wolves, witches, and throughout the year I rewatch them at certain times of the year. But that's just a little quirk of mine. But also, I wanted to talk about, it's no secret out there that we're going through some heavy times, but some of us may be feeling it personally, even, very heavy. Some of us are very empathetic to the collective energies. We are going through the eclipse season, but sometimes eclipse seasons, they feel good, and they bring good tidings. But the alignments that is along with this eclipse, for example, we have Saturn retrograde, and I forgot about that. We have Saturn retrograde, but thankfully at the beginning of November, and I'll put the exact date on the screen, but at the beginning of November, Saturn will be coming out of retrograde and moving direct. Thank the celestial realm that Saturn will be coming out of retrograde. So what happens when Saturn is in retrograde is this heaviness. No one loves when Saturn goes into retrograde, because Saturn, when direct alone, it can be like, stopping you from doing things and having you take caution. But when it's in direct, in retrograde, you revisit those things that should not be there, the things that you don't want to unearth because they are things you don't want to address. But when Saturn is on retrograde, Saturn rolls in and is like, nope, we digging this up, and we're getting this out of the way, because this is not a part of the plan going forward. So this has a lot to do with that heaviness that you may be feeling. And so, yeah, just know that when it goes direct, some of these things will be released, and you will be able to move forward. Some of those lessons that you have learned for the last few months that Saturn was in retrograde will be over, and you can move forward with some things that have been held up due to this retrograde. So I just wanted to put that out there, because I know a lot of us have been feeling heavy energies, among other things that's going on right now that I'm not going to talk about. But yeah, so just really pay attention to that. And the last thing, I know this is like a brain dump, like I said, It's a lot of different topics on this one video, but I also wanted to put out there because it's been a thought since I've been working with the tree and understanding the tree of life, and Quilpith. The Quilpith more so I will discuss on my other channel. But, and yeah, if you're new, I do have another channel. If you're on the darker side of things, do go check that out. The information will be in the description. But the tree, which is the same tree, just the flip side, right? The light side and the shadow side. So a little bit of understanding. This is, you know, my understanding of it. So if you look at the spears, they're numbered, right? So like if you look at this spear that we usually start with is number 10. I believe it's number 10. And then the numbers go up and get lower till you get to the top. So you're saying to yourself, why would you start with this number, right? So the tree, and I'm speaking from my understanding and my experience of this. Please do go do your research. But when you look at creation, we were thoughts, and we're coming through planes of existence, and each plane we develop, and when we reach, you know, Earth, when we reach this plane, we have been created. We are, you know, we are at the 10th, we're at the Malkuth on the tree of life, but we are here, and we have been created. So this can be interpreted, and some do interpret this as like the fall of man or the fall of angels coming down into this existence. So when you look at stories like the descent to the underworld, like with Inanna, or even the Persephone going to the underworld. With the descent of Inanna, she had to go through the 7 gates, and the 7 gates, each gate, she had to put something down, let something go that was a part of her. And when she got down into Urkala, she then was killed. And then with the help of some of the gods and, you know, her other helpers, she was rebirth, and then along with some other things that she had to do to ascend, she then ascended through the 7 gates and back up to heaven. So when you look at that, this is like the tree, the different planes of existence coming down to Earth, and what we are is taking that ascent, going back through these planes of existence, understanding each plane, its energy, what that means to us, and at each level we're acclimating back into ourselves, back into becoming whole. All of the things that are broken, the traumas, and different things like that. We're building our confidence, we're building up the knowledge, and working through all of these planes, and essentially becoming the living God in some cases. This is how some people interpret it. So when you look at the trees, this is the understanding of some of the understanding of what's happening. We are working through the planes of existence to ascend. And I just wanted to put that out there. That's just a little bit of understanding of the tree, and the light side and shadow side. You have to, and this is just my opinion, you have to understand both sides to be able to acclimate all of who you are. So that's enough of that little tidbit of the tree. I just wanted to, it was on my mind, so I just wanted to share it. But yeah, so sorry if this video was all over the place. Just want to share some things about spirit animals, working with your ancestors, my Santa Muerte statue and that relationship, and the TV shows. Yeah, so do go watch Wicked City. If you've seen it, drop that in the comments and let me know what you thought about it. And even if you watched The Discovery of Witches, let me know about that also and what you thought about it, because some people didn't like it, but that is it. So until the next video, and hopefully the next video that I do, I plan on doing either some ritual, candle magic, spells, some practical magic. Until then, I love you all, and into the shadows.
Life's a coat of many colors. It is never black and white. Can't have one without the other. The dark without the light.